everybody, Roy from Zonar here. Hey, I'm just checking in to talk to you about electronic logs. You know what the FMCSA is requiring us to use instead of paper. Now there's a couple of different systems out there, two different types of systems that we're allowed to use for now. And there seems to be some little bit of confusion with drivers not knowing exactly what type of system they have. So before we get into that, let me bore you a little bit about my background. Before coming to Zonar, I was a truck driver for 26 years, hauled a lot of different types of freight, and also used several different brands of electronic logs. Some are pretty good, and some I just soon use as a wheel chalk. So if you're frustrated with your tablet or your device, and you're not quite knowing how to handle it or how to do certain things on it, look, I feel your pain. I've been there. So we decided to put together some videos to help you handle some of the common problems you might be experiencing. Okay, so back to the devices. There's two different types, like I mentioned before. There's the automatic onboard recording device, or AOBRD, and then there's the electronic logging device, which is the ELD. Now, both do the same. They both track your logs. They keep track of your hours, your miles, all that kind of stuff. And I happen to have with me both an AOBRD and an ELD. They look exactly alike, all right? It's all in the software. Now, what are the difference between these two? I'm going to show you in a second. Now, you Zonar users probably familiar with this screen here. Here you've got your clocks with the black bar across the top. You're pretty familiar with this. This is our old AOBRD system. Now, this will do just about everything an ELD would do as far as tracking your logs and showing where you've been, that type of stuff. It also has what we call roadside view, what you give to the law enforcement officer. Now I've got an ELD. Maybe it looks different from the AOBRD. A little updated display. That's not the important part. To be able to tell if it's an ELD or not, and this goes for anyone using an ELD, not just Zonar, it's got to have an identification line here where it actually states that it's an ELD, and it has the provider name and the provider number, the ID number. Also in the display, the VIN of the vehicle is required, and if you look in the logs, each power up and power down of your engine is also recorded. Now, what really sets apart the ELD from AOBRD is the ability to put what's called an output file. And this is what the law enforcement officer is going to require from you if you have an ELD. The ELD is required to provide the driver with a button to push, which we have here. In that output file is your VIN, your driver, your information, your license number, all that stuff, your carrier, and also all your logs, which have it's coded to, they can tell whether you put the logs in. They're edits, or they are dispatch edits that are suggested to you, automatic duty status changes, like when you go on the drive or you idle for 6 minutes and you go back to on duty, that type of stuff. And also malfunctions and diagnostics that may occur between your tablet and your engine, any data loss. Everything gets recorded in that output file, and that's a button you push that gets sent to the agency that the officer can retrieve. And also in that output file is unidentified driving logs. Now, unidentified driving logs is like say, now I've done this too. You pull in the yard and you park your truck and you're done for the night. You've logged out, you've gone off duty, you've logged out, and you go back in the yard there, and your dispatcher says, hey, take your truck down to the shop for maintenance. Okay, you're in a hurry, you want to get home, right? Well, you jump in your truck, take it down to the shop, and then boom, you're out of here. Well, that creates an unidentified driving log. And so the next time you log in, your tablet's going to say, hey, there's an unidentified driving log that needs your attention. And so what that gives you is the ability to review that and either accept it or reject it. Sometimes your mechanic may have driven your truck around the yard. You can reject those logs, or you can accept it and say, yep, it was me. We'll be showing you how to do all that in an upcoming video with the output file stuff. So those are the main differences between AOBRD and ELD. So I hope I cleared some misconceptions up. You know, that way you know what you got. So if you've got an AOBRD now, you're good to go until December 2019. After that, you'll be required to use an ELD. So that's it for now. We got more videos to come, and main thing is drivers, be safe out there. We're all depending on you. Catch you next time.